Sometimes the saddest animals are not the ones left completely alone. Sometimes they are the ones who have family, yet still grow up without comfort, protection, or love. That was exactly the case with a tiny puppy I met one rainy afternoon. I had been driving along a rural road after finishing a routine visit to a rescue center when I noticed a small group of stray dogs living near an abandoned storage shed. It wasn't unusual. The area was known for abandoned animals, and local residents occasionally left scraps of food nearby. Normally, I would simply stop, leave some food, and continue on my way, but something about one particular puppy caught my attention. While the other dogs rushed toward the food, one tiny brown and white puppy stayed far behind. He looked nervous, hungry, and strangely isolated. Every time he tried to approach the food, the adult female dog nearby would growl and push him away. At first, I assumed she wasn't his mother, but after watching for several minutes, I realized the puppy kept following her everywhere. Whenever she moved, he followed. Whenever she rested, he stayed close. Yet she never allowed him near the food. The little puppy would wait patiently until everyone else finished eating. Only then would he search the dirt for crumbs. My heart sank. The poor thing was already much smaller than the others. His ribs were visible beneath his thin coat, and his legs seemed weak from poor nutrition. Over the next week, I returned several times. Each visit confirmed what I feared. The puppy was surviving, but barely. The mother dog appeared exhausted and constantly stressed. Food was scarce. Whenever meals appeared, she aggressively guarded them. Whether from instinct, hunger, or simple desperation, she consistently pushed the puppy aside. The little dog never fought back. He simply accepted it, every single time. Watching him wait until everyone else had eaten became almost unbearable. One afternoon, I arrived with food and noticed the puppy lying alone beneath a rusted metal sheet. While the other dogs crowded around eating, he didn't even try to join them. He looked defeated. That moment changed everything. I carefully approached him and offered a small piece of food directly from my hand. To my surprise, he didn't hesitate. Within seconds, he swallowed it. Then another and another. The poor little guy was starving. I sat beside him for nearly an hour, feeding him slowly while he looked up at me with eyes that seemed far older than they should have been. When I finally stood to leave, he followed me. Only a few steps, but enough. As I walked toward my vehicle, he remained standing there watching. I still remember turning back and seeing him, small, thin, hopeful, waiting. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about him. The image stayed with me long after I got home. The next morning, I returned. This time, I brought a carrier. The little puppy recognized me immediately. His tail wagged cautiously as I approached. For the first time since I met him, I saw genuine excitement in his eyes. I knelt beside him. "Would you like to come with me?" I asked softly. Of course, he couldn't understand the words, but somehow he understood the kindness. He climbed into the carrier without resistance. And just like that, his new life began. The first stop was the veterinary clinic. The examination revealed exactly what we expected: severe malnutrition, dehydration, vitamin deficiencies, parasites. Fortunately, there were no major injuries and no permanent damage. The veterinarian smiled after reviewing the results. "Hair's weak," she said, "but he'll recover." Those 3 words felt like a gift. He'll recover. For the first time, I allowed myself to imagine what this puppy might become. Back at home, I prepared a warm bed in a quiet room. The puppy explored cautiously, sniffing every corner before finally curling into a blanket. What happened next broke my heart. Instead of sleeping immediately, he walked over to the food bowl, then back to the blanket, then back to the food bowl, again and again, almost as if he was afraid the food might disappear. Eventually, he fell asleep beside the bowl itself. That was when I realized how deeply hunger had shaped his life. Over the following weeks, recovery became our daily routine. Every morning began with nutritious meals. Every afternoon included playtime and gentle exercise. Every evening ended with brushing, cleaning, and plenty of affection. At first, he seemed confused by kindness. When I reached out to pet him, he flinched. When I placed food in front of him, he ate as fast as possible. When I walked away, he followed anxiously. It was clear he had never experienced stability before. But slowly things changed. The ribs disappeared. His coat became soft and shiny. His eyes grew brighter. Most importantly, his personality began to emerge. Underneath all the fear was a wonderfully happy dog. He loved chasing toys. He loved running through the yard. He loved meeting new people. And he absolutely loved food. Sometimes I laughed watching him race toward his bowl every morning as if he had just discovered breakfast for the first time. Months passed. The transformation was remarkable. The tiny, starving puppy who once searched for crumbs in the dirt now looked strong and healthy. His muscles developed, his confidence grew, his tail wagged constantly. Visitors who saw his rescue photos couldn't believe he was the same dog. Neither could I. One afternoon, nearly 4 months after his rescue, I took him back to the veterinary clinic for a follow-up examination. The veterinarian studied his records and then looked at the dog standing proudly beside me. She smiled. "You would never know this is the same puppy." She was right. The difference was extraordinary. Not only physically, emotionally too. The scared little puppy who expected rejection now trusted people completely. The dog who once slept beside his food bowl now left meals unfinished because he knew another meal would come. The puppy who followed everyone out of fear of abandonment now followed because he wanted companionship. Love had changed him. And somehow he had changed me too. Originally, my plan had been simple. Rescue him, help him recover, find him a wonderful family. But somewhere along the way, that plan disappeared. Without realizing it, he had already become family. Every morning he greeted me at the door. Every evening he rested beside my chair. Every difficult day seemed easier when he was nearby. One evening, while watching him sleep peacefully on the couch, I finally admitted the truth. I wasn't looking for an adopter anymore. I had already found one. Me. The paperwork was completed shortly afterward. Officially, he became part of my family forever. Today, when people meet him, they see a happy, healthy dog full of energy and confidence. They see a dog who loves life. What they don't see is the tiny puppy who once waited in the dirt for leftovers. They don't see the hunger, the loneliness, the uncertainty. But I do, and every time I watch him run across the yard with a toy in his mouth and joy in his eyes, I'm reminded of something important. Sometimes all a forgotten animal needs is one person willing to notice them. One person willing to stop. One person willing to care for this little puppy that was enough to change everything. And for me, rescuing him became one of the best decisions I ever made.